Alright, this is page 2 of our assessment today. So this first problem, we got product quotient chain I think on here. As I look at this, I know I'm going to need the product, x squared times sine x. So I'm going to leave the yellow one alone, do the derivative of the blue, plus do the derivative of the yellow one, leave the blue one alone. So ultimately, this and this go together, and then this one and this one go together. Okay, next problem. Chain rule. Inner is 3x plus 5. Outer is e to the x. Derivative of 3x plus 5 is 3. Derivative of e to the x is e to the x. So I got the derivative of the outer at the inner times the derivative of the inner. Quotient rule. Right? I got yellow divided by blue. So low d high. So low d high minus high d low over low squared. That's y prime. Yep, you could simplify it. I'm not worried about it right now. Next one, you got product rule. Blue times yellow. So leave the first one. Do the derivative of the second one. Plus derivative of the first one. And leave the second one alone. So cosine squared x minus sine squared x. So I left the first one, did the derivative of the yellow, did the derivative of the first one, left the second one. Problem 5. Let's see, I'm going to rewrite this. Cosine of 3x squared plus 1 to the 1/2. I got chain rule, I got an inner and an outer. Inner 3x squared plus 1 to the half. Outer is cosine x. Derivative of cosine is negative sine. Derivative of the inner, like, oh, that looks really hard. Wow, that's another chain rule. I'm going to need another inner and another outer. Okay, outer x to the 1/2. Inner 3x squared plus 1. Their derivatives. 1/2 x to the negative 1/2 on the outer. And the inner will just be 6x. Okay, so where do I go? The derivative of the outer at the inner. 1/2 3x squared plus 1 negative 1/2. So there's the derivative of the outer at the inner times the derivative of the inner. So 6x. So now I go back. I'm going back to like this inner and this outer. So I go the derivative of the outer. So negative sine evaluated at the inner. 3x squared plus 1 to the 1/2 multiplied by the derivative of the inner, which is this mess. You had to break it apart, make a whole new problem. 1/2 3x squared plus 1 to the negative 1/2 times 6x. One more problem. I'll pause this. Alright, here's a key. Some more transformations to work. Okay, so we'll finish this video off real quick. I just got to use quotient rule on tangent to get it to secant squared. So the derivative of tangent is like the derivative of sine x over cosine x. I gotta do low, so I go low d high, so cosine x. Derivative of sine is cosine x, so there's d high, minus high d low, all over low squared. The little trick here is this is cosine squared. This ends up being plus sine squared. So cosine squared x plus sine squared x over cosine squared x. Well, from pre-calc, you have an identity, right? Cosine squared plus sine squared is 1. So it's 1 over cosine squared x, which is secant squared x.